Can you tell us about your character's interactions with Beck? That's his boss.
Well, I play Abel, and Abel is sort of like, he owns the mechanic shop that they bring their vehicles to be serviced, but they also live above his shop. And he's sort of like, well, he cares about these young programs. He's sort of a father figure type of thing. I'm not used to playing a father, so no, I don't know how to do that. But I'm sort of like, I give them the 411 on what's really going on with Tesla and Tron and the whole thing. And he also has sort of like a background. People don't, as the series progresses, you're going to find out that he knows more about Tesla and Tron than he lets on, and he has a past, a dark past, and so. But he cares about these young programs, and that's basically the character.
Is he also the voice of reason when Beck is all riled up to go?
That's a very good way to put it. He is sort of like the voice of reason. I'm going to remember, let me write that down. The voice of reason. That's kind of nice. He is the voice of reason. He's a very reasonable man, you know, and he's a fair man, but he's also a very suspicious sort of guy, you know, of the corporation of the Tesla group and whatnot. So, man, I'm reading him. Thank you.
Speaking of suspicious, it seems after watching the first episode, well, he seems to kind of have an idea of who Tron is already.
Yes, he does. Because he knows Tron from way back. And we don't find that out until later on in the series. Don't tell anybody. But he's sort of like, he has a history. So
he already has figured out sort of,
exactly.
That's not the Tron.
That's why he's always so hard on Beck. Because, you know, when Beck wants to go out on his own and do things, kind of, you know, lets him know that he shouldn't do certain things because of what he knows about Tron's past and whatnot. So.
People obviously know you so well from your roles in live action. How do you like voice acting? Have you done much before?
Well, you know, I've only done a few things. I think I did a show called A Cool Like That Christmas special, you know, with Whoopi Goldberg, and that was the last thing I did. But this is something different, you know, and it's a whole another sort of, you know, beast that I have to get used to, because you have to really create this character with your voice, and you know, and you're acting with the microphone and the producer on the other side of the glass, and he's barking out direction to you, and you have to emulate that, you know, with just your, you know, your experience, and it's sort of taken a bit to get used to, you know. So, but I think I've mastered it now. I think I have. Yes, I have. So.
What's your sense of the legacy of your projects? You've been a part of Die Hard and jumping into the Tron world with this series.
Yes, interesting questions. You know, I always sort of like have the history of backing into things in a way, you know. When I first got into the Die Hard thing, I didn't realize it was going to become the thing that it became, or it's now is. I auditioned for it when I was in New York, and I was going to get out of the business when I ran to audition for it, and because, you know, my career wasn't going very well, and so I was going to get into writing copy for commercials and advertisements and whatnot. And my agent called me and he said, "Well, you have this audition for this movie called Die Hard with this guy, this television actor named Bruce Willis, you know." So I said, "Okay, I'll go." And, you know, I went in and I did the thing, and I went home, and I said, but I was very desperate, so I said to the camera, they put me on camera, and I said, "Well, this is my last shot, and I'm, you know, who's ever out there in Hollywood, if you don't, you know, if you're going to cast me, you know, you need to cast me now. If not, I'm going to get the hell out of here." And so I did that, and Bruce Willis said, "Well, that's the guy we want." So he had me come out, and I got that job. And so, but I didn't know it was going to become a franchise, you know. So I'm very proud of that, actually. But I for some reason, I now play fathers and cops. That's all. I don't know. I don't have kids, and I'm not a cop. But I'm going to take it. I take the gig, and, you know, what they pay, it's all good. I'm blessed to be a father and a cop, you know, and not have any kids and not be a cop. But I'm doing it well, so I kind of backed into that. So, but Abe is sort of in that same kind of frame of mind, because he's sort of like a father, you know, and he's sort of like a cop in a way, you know, and so that's what it is.
But this time Abel doesn't have any annoying next door neighbors.
Well, he sort of does, kind of. He sort of does. was, Chester is sort of like a very, annoying kind of neighbor. And Beck is sort of like, sort of gets in trouble all the time, except he just doesn't say, did I do that? He just gets into trouble and sort of I have to get him out of trouble and whatnot. So it's kind of like, related in a way.
Did you watch Jaleel on Dancing with the Stars?
I sure did.
What was that to see him like?
I kept rooting for him. I kept saying, oh, don't, that turn, But I was very proud of him. He did very well. He got right down to the end. And people keep asking me, well, now that he did it, are you going to do it? I said, hell no. I am not. No. You don't want to sit up there and see me twirling up there. But he did very well, and I'm very proud of him. I really am.
What was your impression the first time you saw Tron Uprising's animation?
Wow, it was a big difference from the Tron in 1982. I mean, huge. I don't even think that the Tron in 1982 was that critically acclaimed. I think it became a cult after the fact, I believe, if I look back at the history of some of the reviews and whatnot. Because, computers and things are very different now than they were in 1982. And so it's evolved into a whole other ballgame, And just with animation. But I think it's the kind of thing that people can get into no matter what age, because the storylines and the graphics and the sound. If you don't have Blu-ray, forget it. You have to watch it on Blu-ray. You have to watch it with the sensor around sound and whatnot, because it is awesome. It really is. It's like watching a freaking movie. It really is. So I'm glad that I'm a part of it.
Did you see the original Tron back in the day?
Yes, I did. But I did. The idea, it was so weird at the time, because the idea of this guy going into this computer grid and having a whole life and a whole, it was kind of like, what is that? What's going on? But now you can relate to it now. It's like, really, but and I was telling Bruce Boxleitner, the same thing. He was laughing about it, but no one really knew that it would become what it is today, in such a short period of time. I'm computer stupid, so I didn't know anything about, computers and grids and things like that. And we have just come so far. I have to ask 6-year-olds how to program my computer. I swear to you, I got into something that I couldn't get out of, and I had to call my nephew, who's like 12. And he told me how to get out of it. I thought, that's like that. Oh, yeah. So it's like I had a long way to go. I don't know about you guys. Anyway.
Did he tell you to turn it off and then turn it back on?
Yes, he did. Were you there? He did do that. He said, go to the back and pull the thing out the back and push it back in and everything. And I'm like, okay, I had to pull out, and of course the dust bunnies and everything, and it worked. I said, well, shit. That's something. It really is. Everything. It's amazing. So.
In the way that Bruce gets to come back and play Tron, is there a character that you've played that you would really look forward to having a chance to do again?
Yeah. Al Powell, Die Hard 5. Yeah. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Of course, they go to Moscow. But they didn't ask me. So.
Well, you did.
This is the last question.
Okay. No, we have more questions.
I was going to say, you also did Alan Chuck.
Really?
Yeah, that was his character's name. The character's name is Alan Chuck. It was meant to be a reference to that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. How the hell did you know that?
Because it made a huge deal about it.
Really? Well, I'm damn. You didn't know that? Did you find out on the computer? Did you go on the night? Yeah, you did. Yeah, okay.
That leads to my question about, since, computers have become a long way, essentially what the original Tron was alluding to, do you think that's why Tron has become so big again nowadays, since, the world has actually become much bigger?
Yeah, I believe there is direct relate to that, because computers today and the whole thing is just blown up. It's become, it's taken off, it's a monster. And I think that people are just finding out, about what computers can do now. And so I think that this show is coming at the right time, for it to premiere. Because I'm still in school, guys. I'm going to go back to school to learn how to work a computer. Really am. So.